But how the heck did we get to this scenario where dwelling approvals for houses and units is the worst it's been in 12 months? Now, this is after an entire federal election that in many ways, lots of people talked about housing, a government that had a previous scenario, all of this, right, okay? I want to take this out of Team Red, Team Blue, right? Bugger them all. I just want to know about the process, okay? How are we in a scenario where we're at the slowest amount of approvals for 12 months?
Well, look, we've got 74,000 homes in New South Wales under construction right now, for example, and we are seeing the figures tip. I mean, this has been a decline that has been going on for a very long time. I was calling this way back, in the city of Sydney for the 12 years that I was on there about the housing supply and housing
100%.
affordability being an issue. So this is not a new issue. Chris Minns was out there at a housing conference with David Borges saying today that the pipeline is turning round. So we do have a 30% increase in the number of dwellings in the pipeline in New South Wales. We are starting to see the dwelling approvals turn around. Councils are processing these dwelling approvals 3 months faster on average than they were 12 months ago. So there are all these green shoots, but I've got to, hand on heart, Paul, everybody's got to come together and keep working on this because housing affordability is still out of control. It's not acceptable, and it is right that all three levels of government keep working together on this. We pushed the housing accord through the National Cabinet. We did it with Albanese as the Prime Minister, but we did it with Liberal and Labor state governments, and I did it on behalf of, more than 500 local governments. So that was a defining piece of agreement between all the levels of government in Australia to get housing moving again. It is working. It's not working as fast as we need it to. It's not working as fast as Australians want it to, but it is working, and that's what's important.
So, James, again, it just seems to me nobody thinks magic wands, and everyone also understands that be careful, how much you flood the zone. All the locals have every right to go, hang on, enough of that. But I'm fine when my politics is boring sometimes, right? Like, where is the monthly meeting of all stakeholders, openly, so we can see a process that is moving forward? Because we keep being told, the pipeline and the turn. Well, the reality is about this last month just gone, not October, but before that. So the worst it's been in 12 months.
Paul, take it from a bloke who's currently going through the process of trying to get approvals for a house to be built and living out of a caravan. That's why I'm in the bush so often lately.
I love it.
The issues I'm seeing firsthand, and look, this is, of course, a criticism, but at the same time too, it's an opportunity for councils to pull their finger out and make some changes. Speaking to builders, like last week, I had to pay just over $900 for a septic approval. 2 weeks on, I'm still waiting for that approval. Now, I've paid for it, but I haven't got the approval. Other things like, simple things like we've got brand new estates that have been established where they need a BAL rating, which is a bushfire rating here in Queensland. The problem is there's no chance of a bushfire. These are brand new estates with no bush around them for probably kilometres. Yep. And yet old mapping is still requiring councils to get that BAL rating, which is another $600 to $800 for anyone that's trying to build a house. All these things are just approval processes that take time. And so this is where the impact is coming from. And you talk to builders and they're sort of bashing their heads against a brick wall. They don't know how to lobby local government, state government or federal government for that matter. They know how to build good houses. But unless these local government and state government ministers and members of parliament get out there and talk to the people who are being impacted, we will never get the change that's required to speed this process up.
But again, I do want to do one more topic, but Linda, if you can, give me the 30-second version here. Obviously, as part of the delay that a human being in a council sitting there has to go through James's piece of paper and double check and all the rest of it, at some point, there would be, surely there's the ability to semi-automate this process, not to approve everything and tick and flick everyone, but essentially once you've made it through the first thing, which is, you can build a house here, right? That things like your water tank, all of these things just are part of the process that can be sped up here, because it does feel like...
So, look, very sadly for me, local governments are not recognised in the Australian Constitution. But what does that mean for housing approvals? It means that councils have to do what we're told,
Right.
by state and territory governments.
And you're not
let's
given the
be
resources
really
to do it.
blunt
Let's
about
be
that. We're not
into
given the resources, but also
That's
the
fair.
rules are not set,
still go and lobby
you know,
your
by
members.
and large by councils. And, you know, James, your septic tank is a great example because there's thousands of homes right now built in Australia that are not connected to water and sewer and therefore are unlivable because the councils don't have the money to fund it. So there's all sorts of issues why these checks do take time.
not
They
asking
are
them to fund
important.
mine.
But the
I'm
last
just
thing you
asking
want,
for an
James, is a
approval.
house that's not properly connected to the sewer line, right? So I do think it's important to have a sensible system. But, for example, the New South Wales Labor government has pulled together a system where approvals can go straight up to the heads of the department.
Good to hear.
And it is, again, councils are approving things 3 months faster on average here in New South Wales. The system is turning around.
But my
You
issue
can
is that
turn
for the
it around
10,000 units
when
or the
you've
one person who wants to put a septic tank in?
no,
Who has
no,
access to this?
it's for the major
Get up and
projects.
go
It's for the major projects.
Yeah.
But if you cut councils altogether out of it, and we have seen that in some places, what do? You do get a bunch of homes built in bushfire areas. You get homes built on floodplains. They're
and
uninsurable.
stuff, yeah.
People invest their life savings in them and they lose all their money. That's just immoral.
All right. Love you guys. Thank you. Enjoy the quad bike, mate. And we look forward to seeing you very soon. We should do a show from the park. It'll be fun. Thank you, Linda.